My Israelite brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Let me take this moment to say, welcome back. I'm Nero Moray, Dr. Yeshu, and we just want to say, my brothers, my sisters, that I am so grateful for the opportunity to share these scriptures with you, these words, that Yahuwah gave us, my brothers, my sisters, through his servants as they write, and some of the passages that we read are very inspirational, and some are a little bit different, in the sense that sometimes you could see the anguish of the writer, or the person that is being written about. Sometimes you see that they're deep distress, and I want to let you know that, as human, we are passed through, these different stages of our lives, and different issues, different things will come, and Hasatan, he knows, basically, how to come at us. But we thank Yahuwah, we thank Yahuwah, because every time Hasatan comes, he fails, unless we allow him to take advantage. Yahuwah gives us, each of us, he gives us his Ruach. The Ruach leads and directs us. The Ruach is the one that seals or guarantees our redemption. He guarantees it. He seals it. Okay? He is the one that put the stamp of seal here that we belong to Yahuwah. The scripture said, if any man has not the Ruach of Yahuwah in him, he is none of him. None of us. He doesn't belong to Yahuwah. When we belong to Yahuwah, it means that he owns us, and there's a guarantee. There's a guarantee, my brothers and sisters, that we are protected by him. This is why scripture says, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. No weapon. Hassan could come with everything he wants, my brothers and sisters. He does not know what he's playing with. He is playing with fire. Because Yahuwah is going to burn him more. Let him try. Let him try, my brothers and sisters. Let him try. He has tons of fallen messengers with him. And though he cannot be everywhere at the same time, he has his fallen messengers, his fallen angels, the angels of heaven. They are scattered all over. The spirit of darkness all over, trying hard to conquer. But they fail every time they try, because Yahuwah has his warring malaks, his angels. He have them. Each of us assigned one. Okay? Plus we have the warring angel with his swords. my brothers, my sisters, if you could just see with your natural eyes, but just view it with your spiritual eye. Just see how YAHUAH is protecting us, keeping us. And so we have been, doing the Psalms for a pretty good while now, and we continue to do it until, we may take a break from the Psalm and do some other, passages. If you're a believer, and you have a book that you love and you've never really studied it, or you never heard anything that, to make you feel comfortable to say that, yes, I know much about this book, and you want me to study that book, or chapter, or whatever from that book of the Bible, just drop me an email, and I will view it and see, okay? Right. But be a believer. I'm not willing to go into any argument or conversation like to fight about what somebody believe and whatever the scripture say, I'm going to bring it out, and as much as I don't care for the Greek, I read it, and if I have to use it, I use. I'm a person that loves the Hebrew, because Hebrew was written to us. Greek is a foreign language. Greek is a corrupt language. It has all different kind of, it's not a concrete language. Okay, it's an abstract language, but I will, from time to time, I look at the Greek, and even though I study Greek, I rather Hebrew, because Hebrew was written in a language that belonged to us, belonged to YAHUAH. Okay, and we are YAHUAH's children. But my brothers and sisters, so we've been in Psalm, and I just want to let you know, though, I want to let you know that as we study the word of YAHUAH, if we don't share it, we're selfish. If I did not share the word with you, I'll be selfish, and I'll be holding it to myself. YAHUAH doesn't want me to do that. Once I learn what I know, the word, understand his word, then don't keep it to myself. I'll share it with you. So now you have to do a chain, okay? Chain effect. I share it with you. You share it with someone else. That person will take it and will share it. And this is how we keep it going. And my brothers and my sisters, by so doing, we are encouraging the body of YAHUAH. We are encouraging the body. And then we are reaching out. And through his word, people will come into a relationship with him when they hear. He said, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of YAHUAH. But the more you hear his word, is the more, your faith builds up. Okay? All right. So we thank you. We thank you for your subscriptions. We thank you for your likes and your comments. We thank you for your prayers. We thank you for everything that you are doing, my brothers and sisters. Everything you are doing, to send forth the word of YAHUAH. Okay? All right. So we're going to be talking about Psalm 43 today. And Psalm 43 deals with a man in exile. A man in exile. Okay, and there's only 5 verses in this. It's a pretty short psalm. And if you read well, if you notice closely, you'll see that Psalm 43 is linked to Psalm 42. It's like almost the same psalm. Okay, it's almost the same psalm. It links, and when you read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But Psalm 43 is basically a heartfelt plea, you know, for divine justice and guidance, you know. And you know, it's said here is a psalm. Just say it's a psalm. It's a man in exile, basically, and he continues. You know, he continues from Psalm, like Psalm 42. Okay, where it is a psalm of thanksgiving, thanking. I mean, not just thanksgiving, but thirsting. You know, thirsting for Yahuwah. You know, wants more and more of Yahuwah. Praise His holy name. Wants more and more of Him, and this is where, you know, we as believers, you know, believers. I have a pop-up, keeps coming up inside, and even though I try to get rid of it, it keeps coming back. You know. But you know, but Psalm 43 basically, and as I say, it's a plea. And you know, this is coming from a heart. It's coming from a man that really understand, you know, what it means, you know, to see injustice, and he understand what it means, you know, to be guided by Yahuwah. You know, it's a continuation, like I said, of the lament that we saw, you know, in verse, from verses 1 to the end of Psalm 42. And you know, so the psalmist here is expressing deep spiritual longing. Remember, we talk about thirsting for Yahweh. Okay, so it is deep spiritual longing amidst feelings of despair and rejection. Sometimes he feels like he is rejected. Sometimes he kept saying, "Yeah, why you not there for me?" You know, so the psalmist, and he seek refuge in Yahweh, seek vindication, you know, in Yahweh against the unrighteous people. Because unrighteous people are always, and you refer to them most of the time as his enemies. You know, they are always after him. You know, they are always after him. So as we look at Psalm 43 in verse 1, he started out by saying, "Judge me, O Yahuwah, O Elohim, judge me." Judge me. In King James Version, it said, "Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against me," or against the ungodly nation. Plead my cause against an ungodly nation. You know, "Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man." So we have people out there with deceitful heart, unjust heart, you know, and he's asking Yahuwah to deliver him, you know, from that. So, but let's look at the word where he said, "Oh, judge me, oh, judge me." The word here, my brother, my sister, is a word sometimes you read and you say, "Oh, judge me." He's asking Yahweh to cast on judgment on him. No, that's not what he's asking for. He's asking Yahweh to govern, my brothers, my sisters. Because the word here, judge, is the word come from the Hebrew, the original Hebrew word, shafat. Shafat, you know, means to judge or to govern. It's shin, fe, and tav. are no. Tet, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Tet. So, Shin, Fe, and Tet. Shaphat. Sometimes say Shaphat, some Shaphat. Okay? But what the word is saying here is asking Yahuwah to govern, to avenge, or condemn, to contend, to defend him, to execute judgment upon, those who are against him. So when he said, judge me here, he doesn't mean that, Father, I've done all kind of things, so just judge me and just, what he's saying, defend me, execute judgment, be a judgment for me. The idea is, it comes from a primitive root, means to judge or to pronounce a sentence for or against, and by implication, he's talking about to vindicate or to punish, to govern positively. In other words, to litigate. I like that word. To litigate, just litigate. So one, we in a situation, we don't take judge stuff into my own hand, right? I ask Yahuwah to litigate for me. I ask Yahuwah to avenge, to condemn the acts, the behavior, As I always say that, to pray for a person's downfall, because it's like witchcraft, praying for evil. We're not praying, we're praying that Yahuwah will have his way. And he will punish them the way he wants them to be punished. Punish them, Father. Whatever Yahuwah chooses, whatever method he chooses to use, let him use it and execute his judgment. So we ask him to plead by reason to rule, to rule for us. Praise his holy name. Praise his name. So he said, and he said, and plead my cause. Plead my cause. To plead his cause here, my brothers and sisters. What he's saying here, to plead my cause, is the word here is reeb. Cause is reeb. Reeb. The Hebrew word here, resh, yod, and bait. And what he's saying here, my brothers and sisters, the strife and this dispute. Strife and dispute. He's asking Yahuwah to plead his cause. Whatever this strife, whatever the dispute is, I cannot handle it by myself. So I'm asking Yahuwah to plead my cause. Plead my cause against me. In other words, adversary. Chiding. There's contention. There's a controversy going on. It's a multitude. It's not just a little answer. So pleading is asking you to plead. Strife is strife. There's a word, the reeb here is from another word, like reeb, from reeb, another Hebrew word, mean like a contest, like a contest, a personal or legal, adversary, chiding, contention, controversy, my brothers and sisters, and it's not a little bit, it's a whole lot, multitude of it, some people say, I have a suit against a person, so what is saying here, this chiding and adversary, is this complaint, this contention, this debate that is going on, the thing is that it's like ever laying a lawsuit, pleading, and there's another word, rube, the primitive root means to toss, as a, or to grapple with, most, some people say to wrangle, without to hold in controversy, to defend, by YAHUAH pleading my cause. YAHUAH is defending me. Is rebuking all of the evil and the things that's coming up against me. And my brothers and sisters, in doing a little, in doing it thoroughly. This is one of the reasons why we are to allow YAHUAH, to take control of anything that is coming up against us, rather than if we take control of it, we're going to mess it up. We're not going to allow YAHUAH to do his work the way he wants to do it. So, my brothers and sisters, we're going to stop here and we're going to come back, and verse 1, that's Psalm 43, verse 1, because we're not completed yet. So we're going to ask you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.